right, awesome. Well, hello everybody. For those that perhaps do not know my face, my name is Angie. I am the Product Training and Development Manager for Riman North America. My background is in biochemistry, and prior to my time here at Riman, I was a practicing cosmetic chemist. I worked with brands like Aveda, Bumble and Bumble, Mary Kay, IS Clinical, understanding how we could maximize their formulas for performance, but also for the stories that we were telling with the ingredients. And I bring that here to Riman today. I've been here for about 3 years now. Now, as I had mentioned, we have a corrected Zoom ID. We dropped it in the chat. Please feel free to share it with your team members that are unable to join the call. I know that we had noted on the flyer that if you were to join prior to 6:10 GMT, you'd be entered into a raffle. So we're going to push this until 6:20 GMT for those that are still trying to join. So worry not about that. But we have a fantastic call today. This is the first Riman 101 call, the first call for the UK as well in terms of the Riman product philosophy. Now, these Riman 101 calls will happen monthly, once monthly, and they'll cover everything Riman, from the products and their philosophies to the business opportunity and more. Today, we are starting with a fundamental to really kick us off for understanding what these calls are for. And so I will be taking you all through the cleansing tenet of K-beauty, how K-beauty is essential as a skincare practice, a self-care practice, but how cleansing as the first tenet is so much more than simply removing impurities from your skin. Stay to the end of the call too, because you will be some of the first to hear about a promotion that is relevant to this cleansing topic, and our GM, Miss Betty Perez, will go over that in more detail. So without further ado, let's get started. Thank you for joining us from the UK to the US to even Italy and beyond. So happy to have you on the call. All right. So as I had mentioned, we first need to start with the definition of K-beauty. You know, K-beauty is trending, but we're here to argue that while trending, it is not a trend. It's a tradition. It's a lifestyle. Because we are a K-beauty brand, we are set up with a lot of fundamentals that ultimately influence our products, but also the ritual design. We draw from these generational teachings of self-care that South Korean peoples have been practicing for generations. We also utilize heritage ingredients from South Korea and from the East in general to transform your skin, hair, and body in ways you have never seen before. Now, all of this considered, the products themselves are also deeply rooted in this self-care approach. We are prioritizing skincare as self-care, something you can practice every single day. And it's a moment for you to romanticize your skincare routine, to understand the sensory experience you have, the effects you're having, but also ultimately that agency you can practice in designing your own Riman ritual. This realistically is going to instill not only those aesthetic benefits we look for in skincare, but the internal confidence and radiance as well. Now, we look towards formulating with purpose as a K-beauty brand. The products look towards prevention and protection rather than problem solving. Oftentimes, we do look for quick solutions, you know, with the retinoids and AHAs and BHAs, which do work and they work quickly, but often to the detriment of your skin comfort or your skin barrier. Instead, we are wanting to work with your skin's health instead of against those presenting issues, such that these issues don't occur to begin with. Now, to do so, we prioritize gentler ingredients, and if we do include any harsher actives that do work or are well known, we simply keep them to lower concentrations to maintain your skin's integrity. That then culminates into a huge concept of K-beauty, which is the multi-step routine. Staying consistent, layering these products and layering these ingredients is how you bring about that long-term radiance to your skin while also perceiving some immediate benefits as well. Now, as I had mentioned, K-beauty is trending, and while we argue that it is not a trend, we do lean into the positive connotations that come with K-beauty because it gives an immediate familiarity with Riman. Not only do you have those ancient roots and the stories to be told, but there's a significant staying power within the market. Most importantly, it's the expectation of undeniable results of that Korean glass skin. Now, in understanding this and in understanding the formulation approach, we look towards formulating differently here at räman as a K-beauty brand, and we do so with many ingredients and many technologies, but the ones that are potent for our story are, as you see listed here, the giant Byungpool, our Jeju lava energy water, and the use of nanoliposomal technology, which is exclusive to the Radiant Sun 100 line. Now, for relevance to our discussion today of cleansing and the räman cleansing offerings, we'll look more in depth on our heritage ingredients specifically. And what's important to note about these is where they are sourced from. So both the giant Byungpool and the Jeju lava energy water are sourced by räman from Jeju Island. Now, Jeju Island formed roughly 2 million years ago, and it sits off the coast of South Korea. Currently, it is valued as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, heavily governmentally protected and respected in its beauty and in its resources. This government involvement actually worked to our benefit in that we were able to establish a key partnership with a government agency. That agency is the Lava Seawater Research Center. They allow us premier access to the Jeju lava energy water, but they also allowed us to establish a smart farm on their campus to grow the giant Byungpool. räman is the first company globally that is vertically integrated in the controlled growth of giant Byungpool. This allows us a lot of responsibility in quality assurances within our products. These are our most prevalent ingredients, and the fact that räman is sourcing them ourselves gives us really a fantastic base for formula efficacy and safety. Now, that first heritage ingredient, the Byungpool, has many different names and many different histories of use. I would say it's most commonly known by its scientific name, which is Centella asiatica. At its core, Centella is beautiful for sensitive skin types and beyond, and it offers benefits like soothing and calming the skin, providing hydration, and even reinforcing the skin barrier. But that's true of any centella, which is common not only in K-beauty, but outside of it as well. So the räman difference came about when we not only discovered, but patented our own strain of centella. That was the birth of our giant Byungpool. Now, we were working around cultivation conditions on Jeju Island, and we found that there was a synergistic growth between standard Byungpool or standard centella and Jeju lava energy water. This results in leaves that are 3 to 4, even 5 to 6 times larger than that standard Byungpool. Once we confirmed they were consistently growing larger than the standard Byungpool, we were able to receive an exclusive plant patent from the Korea Forest Service. This protected us in our growth and utilization of the giant Byungpool until 2042. Also, more recently, we just received USDA PVP protection. The USDA Plant Variety Protection Office offers similar exclusivity and recognition in the discovery of unique strains of plant species. Now, what's important for our discussion today is that the registration in the USDA makes it easier to establish giant Byungpool as a company's unique ingredient in other countries. And of course, räman has a global mindset. We are rapidly expanding, and we want to make sure giant Byungpool is recognized everywhere as räman. Now, the greatest thing in all of this is the fact that we are growing these leaves ourselves because we can use them in their fresh form. They are never dried. Many companies will dry the standard Byungpool to lower the cost of shipping of this raw material, but in doing so, you remove vital components and water-soluble nutrients that could otherwise benefit the human body, such as water-soluble vitamins. We get to keep everything intact and take these leaves directly to our extraction process. Now, because of the greater area of leaf size, there is a higher polyphenol content on these leaves, and this directly correlates to greater antioxidant activity. But we further found that giant Byungpool has robust efficacies in reducing the appearance of hyperpigmentation and reducing the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Now, science is crucial to räman, and we actually have a branch of research known as the Byungpool Research Institute. So this is not the end of what we understand giant Byungpool can do for us. We are constantly innovating and exploring, researching how we can utilize giant Byungpool because it's only for räman. Now, that second heritage ingredient itself has a fantastic story and potent benefits. On Jeju Island, roughly 400,000 years ago, a volcano known as Halasan began to form. Beneath this volcano was, of course, volcanic bedrock. The surrounding seawater began to filter through this bedrock, and it was being freed of any heavy metals or impurities and actually picking up essential minerals from this rock, such that this aqueous resource has tested benefits in skin hydration. That cannot be said for deionized or distilled water, which is what we traditionally use in the industry. Now, understanding the importance of water as a universal solvent in formulas, with some formulas having upwards of 80 to 90% water, we wanted to use a powerful ingredient even at the basics of formulation. So we use the Jeju Lava Energy Water to grow our giant byungpool, to water extract it to create our lava byungpool water extract, and whenever possible, we use it as the aqueous phase in formulation. Now, these heritage ingredients, amongst many others, combine to create our ICD skincare offerings. And the simplification of these various products comes through the utilization of the basic tenets of K-beauty, of cleansing, hydrating, and protecting. Now, all of these are crucial. They're essential. No one tenet can exist without the others. With cleansing, we're of course removing impurities, but we're also preparing the skin to better absorb topical products. Hydration is crucial. Your skin is upwards of 64% water, and any lacking in this water content can create a variety of not only health concerns, but aesthetic concerns as well. Dull skin, wrinkles, and sagging as well, and even acne formation. So hydration is such a fundamental yet simple way to treat your skin. And of course, to lock in all of your efforts, you have that protection. Of course, the quintessential protection is UV protection, but we also look towards protection in regards to reinforcing your skin's innate protection, which is really applying lipids and water to maintain your skin barrier, that first line of defense against your external environment. Now, of course, today we are focusing on that first tenet of cleansing, and cleansing has a tradition, a powerful one at that, and that's really when we're looking at the fundamentality of K-beauty and of lliman. Even the activities you're doing have some tradition and some history to them. So to understand cleansing and the activities we know of today, we can look all the way back to the Shilla dynasty in Korea. In the earliest times, it was seen that taking baths daily as part of your daily life not only allowed you to maintain a clean body, but a pure heart as well. And so this really plays into the impact of K-beauty, that it's not merely skincare, it's self-care, it's a ritual. Now, in other earlier times, it was seen that cleansing would be done with physical objects. You might scrape the skin with bone or with stone, but many early civilizations were also credited with the first developments of rudimentary soaps. So as early as 2000 BC, soap was being utilized to clean the body. Now, of course, when we begin to understand cleanliness as we see it today, it's a center focus of purity, but science has specifically reinforced it as a crucial first step for a quality skincare routine. And that's for a variety of reasons beyond the simple definition of removing impurities from the skin. Now, you might be asking, why do we cleanse? Why do we just move on to our next product? You know, when I wake up in the morning, I'm tired. I just want to apply my topical products and go. But cleansing is crucial to remove those stubborn impurities that are adhered to your skin. It also may help encourage skin cell turnover. Your skin cells go through roughly a 4-week cycle in which a new set of cells comes to the surface and an old set sloughs off or desquamates. And so cleansing may help with this natural cycle. Furthermore, it greatly helps with the preparation of the enhanced absorption of topical products. Not only does it help with the absorption via the pores, but it also helps remove any debris that could be blocking that accurate absorption. With that in mind, perhaps you might be asking, why can't we just scrape our skin with stones and bones? Which I'm sure you're not asking that, but the use of cleansers specifically instead of just using water is equally important because these cleansers can help remove many impurities that are adhered to the skin. The easiest way to conceptualize this is to imagine you're washing a dinner plate after supper. And if you were just to want water off of it, it's not going to remove all of that leftover food debris. You need that dish soap to remove that oil and those different crumbs, so to speak. Very similar for your skin. You need those surfactant molecules, those soap molecules, to entrap the dirt and debris and residual oils to completely remove them from your skin. Furthermore, skin cleansers actually lower the surface tension on the skin. This helps actually be able to access and remove those impurities from deeply lodged within the pores. Now with Rimmon and with K-Beauty, we don't simply just cleanse, we double cleanse, and this ensures a complete clean. Now, double cleansing uses the science of solubilities in which like dissolves like. You go in first with an oil-based cleanser to remove oil-based impurities, things like SPF or makeup, even just sebum that's built up throughout the day, so men can practice double cleansing as well. But you then must go in with a water-based cleanser. This removes residual oils and more deeply cleans the skin. Now, in terms of the tradition of K-beauty, dates back upwards of, or rather to 14th century East Asia. It was seen that many Eastern women would use natural oils, rice, or bean paste to actually dissolve their makeup off the skin. So even the concept of double cleansing is not a modern one. It's steeped within tradition. Now, the K-Beauty Double Cleanse with Rimmon has a couple of options for you. We always start out with our moisture cleansing oil as your first step, your oil-based step. You'll next then go in with either our cleansing powder wash or the balancing gel cleanser. Typically, we don't recommend with going in with all three. That could potentially strip your skin barrier. Of course, you are unique. If you find that you have the most satisfying cleanse with all three, please feel free to perform it. But that cleansing powder wash is our more exfoliating cleanser. This will be brought in roughly 2 to 3, even 4 times a week in place of the balancing gel cleanser to more accurately clean your skin and to help with that desquamation process. Now, for those with oily skin, because you have that lipid cushion to the surface of the skin, you might find that cleansing daily with the cleansing powder wash is your preferred method. And so again, the design of your Rimmon ritual is unique to you specifically. Now we'll go more in depth on these various products and their product profiles. And as I'd mentioned, we always start with the moisture cleansing oil. 76% of this formula is just natural oil, and it's going to very gently dissolve those oil-based impurities on the skin, waterproof makeup, that SPF or sunscreen products, sebum, and otherwise. Amongst those various natural oils, we have black cumin seed oil, which is known to have antibacterial properties, but there's also a patented complex known as berry flux vita. This is derived from raspberry stem cells, and it's meant to help maintain skin's elasticity and moisturization post-cleanse. Third, we have a standard within the industry, this jojoba seed oil, rich in moisturization and various oleic and linolenic acids to really maintain skin barrier comfort. Now, to properly use the cleansing oil, you'll want to have dry hands and a dry face. You'll go in with 2 to 3, even 4 pumps of the product into your dry palms and massage it into your skin. Make sure to be gentle around the eye area. We don't want to tug and create superficial wrinkles, so it will absolutely dissolve everything. I myself wear waterproof mascara and eyeliner every single day, and this takes everything off. Now, to properly remove those various impurities, you'll want to emulsify this product on the surface of your skin. To do so, you'll add a couple of drops of water and massage that into the product on the surface of your skin, and it will begin to turn creamy, effectively emulsifying the oil. Once you have done so for a couple of seconds or up to a minute, you may rinse off with lukewarm water. Now, of course, in any instance, you'll go in next with a water-based cleanser. This will remove any residual oils and make sure you have that complete clean feeling. This balancing gel cleanser is a perfect option for that. This is a new cleanser for Rimmon, launched in the US in March of this year and coming soon to the UK as well and beyond. But it's designed to be an entry-level cleanser to Rimmon. It not only is vegan and allergen-free, but it's formulated to the skin's pH of roughly 5.5, and it's rich in many performing ingredients to reduce sebum overproduction, but also to maintain the cleansing efficacy of this product. Notably, we have our giant byungpo, that patented giant byungpo, in two different forms. We have it in a powdered form as known as giant byungpo P100. This lines some of the physical cleansing efficacy of this cleanser in the giant byungpo leaves. But we also have our standard lava byungpo water. The is the byungpo leaves extracted in the Jeju lava energy water for maintenance of skin hydration and anti-inflammatory care. Now, the SIBO Clear and the Pore Laser, both of these are fantastic for sebum control. And the SIBO Clear specifically was designed for acne-prone individuals in mind. And it's actually able to stop the proliferation of acne bacteria, or that bacteria that may trigger acne formation. That Gypsophila paniculata root extract is a natural soap, so to speak. It's rich in what are known as saponins, and saponins have cleansing efficacy. So even at the basic performance of this cleanser, as a cleanser, we have natural ingredients to power that performance, but it goes beyond in the cleansing of the skin with hydrating and maintaining anti-inflammatory care. Simple in this approach, make sure your hands and face are wet in this instance, massage it into the skin and rinse away with lukewarm water. Now, a couple of times a week, you will swap this cleanser, if it's your daily cleanser, with that cleansing powder wash. This is our more exfoliating cleanser, as I had mentioned, and it's a plant-derived powder-based enzymatic cleanser. It's subacidic in nature, but the exfoliation comes from the papain, which are enzymes derived from papaya. This is a form of chemical exfoliation in which you are using the papain, those enzymes, and the subacidic nature to dissolve the impurities lodged within the pores and to dissolve the keratin bonds that are keeping dead skin cells adhered to the surface. Now, with this activity, we also have asparagus stem extract and oat flower extract, both of which are very prominent and powerful in maintaining skin hydration and skin comfort. Now, for this product, you'll add about, I'd say, a nickel-sized amount into your palm, into a dry palm, and then you'll add a couple of drops of water. You'll massage your hands together to work it into a lather, and then massage this product onto the skin. Once you've sufficiently lathered it on the surface of your skin, you'll rinse with lukewarm water. And so again, because this is our more exfoliating cleanser, start lightly, tread lightly with this one first if you're unsure how your skin will enjoy it. Many individuals have complete success with using it 2 to 3 times a week. If you're someone that's sensitive or you have dry skin, perhaps start with once a week. And for those with oily skin types, you might find that this is your daily cleanser. Now, in the tenet of cleansing, of the K-beauty concept of removing impurities and preparing the skin, it isn't solely confined to your facial skin. You have skin all over your body. So we have offerings that allow you to cleanse from head to toe. And an example of that is the Deserticola Plus shampoo. Now, the shampoo in its simplistic performance is going to cleanse your scalp, which is skin itself. But in Rimmon fashion, it does so much more than that. It's simple in its application in the sense that you're just doing a couple of pumps and massaging them to your scalp, but the ingredients are potent in their ability to maintain healthy hair thickness or hair density. The main ingredient doing so is our patented Deserticola Plus. This is a microalgae that was actually discovered in the desert, and when scientists were taking their various extracts to understand how it was surviving such arid conditions, they found a specific metabolite called loleolide. We then began to collaborate with the Korea Research Institute of Bioscience and Biotechnology, and they helped us concentrate this loleolide for application in personal care, and that is what's helping promote maximum scalp and hair health in the products. To complement that Deserticola Plus, we also have chlorella oil, which is another microalgal extract. This is rich in so many components. It has sulfur and biotin, but it also has chlorophyll for antioxidant properties for your hair. You know, your hair comes in contact with UV rays as well, and it needs some of those antioxidant protection to reduce the lipid destruction, so to speak, of the surface of your hair on the cuticle itself. Lastly, we have wild olive stem cells. You know, these sound beautiful in their approach, that these are literally wild olives. We take them, we extract them, we pull stem cells from them, but they really have a comprehensive approach to hair health from the follicle to the tip, looking towards the beautification of the hair via the shine increase and lipid maintenance of your hair cuticles. In a similar discussion, we also, of course, need to focus on our body skin. You need to cleanse that skin as well. And for that, we have our splash. Now, this is really designed to bring the spa experience to you. Many of you might have previous experiences when, you looked towards your skincare offerings. That's when you really paid attention, where you were really partial to what products you were using. But when you went to go select a body wash or even perhaps a shampoo, you just wanted something that smelled great and lathered nicely. But here we have that purposeful selection of key ingredients to produce a difference from head to toe. The key ingredient in this formula is another patented complex for Riemann known as Swamel. Swamel is a glycoremediator, or excuse me, bioremediator. And so bioremediators are able to clean up environmental toxins without disturbing native wildlife. So Swamel was actually used in an oil spill off the coast of South Korea in 2007, and it was able to absorb some of the oil without disturbing the fish or the native seabirds. And it works beautifully for our skin in kind. It cleanses and nourishes the skin without disrupting your skin barrier or your innate hydration balance. To complement those activities, we also have giant Byangpool amino acids, and these amino acids are, of course, protein building blocks, and they can help with a variety of different skin cell signaling, but also general efficacies in hydration and antioxidant maintenance as well. We have a slight percentage of salicylic acid in formula, and this helps with the daily exfoliation of the skin. Your body skin is actually thicker than your facial skin, and it has a longer period of that final skin cell layer turning over. It's roughly 2 weeks in comparison to just 1 week on the surface of the skin. So having that daily help with the salicylic acid as a form of chemical exfoliation can really help improve skin radiance and skin comfort as well. And to put the bow on the present, so to speak, we have Lactobacillus ferment as our fourth key ingredient. This is powerful, maintaining the skin surface, the skin microbiome, but also encouraging your skin to maintain its innate hydration. To use this product is simple. You can either use your hands, a sponge, or a loofah, and just work it into a nice lather from head to toe, or rather from neck to toe, and then rinse off with the water in your shower. Of course, once you stepped out of the shower, make sure to moisturize, and that goes for any of these cleansing offerings. But with that, that ends our discussion and our overview of the Riemann cleansing. It is a crucial tenet, but it doesn't mean you need to feel pressured in doing it. It shouldn't feel like an obligation. You should be excited with Riemann to try these products as parts of your self-care. I'd like to transition now into the discussion of what I had mentioned at the beginning, which is that unique promotion that you are being some of the first to get a look at. To help me go over this promotion and more, I'd like to invite on the GM of North America and CMO of Western Markets, Miss Betty Perez. Thank you, Betty.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Angie. She did a fantastic job. Let's go to drop some hearts or a 10 in the comment box below to Miss Angie Troilo. You did absolutely amazing. Absolutely
Thank you.
amazing. Thank you so much for being on. And thank you so much to everybody for being part of our very first product training call for Europe, specifically for the United Kingdom. It is our honor to be on here today with every single one of you. And it's my honor to be on here for the next couple 5 minutes or so. Like Angie said, my name is Betty Perez and the Chief Marketing Officer for Western Markets. And I'm so excited of everything that's going on here at Riemann. It was just a little bit over 3 years ago where Riemann North America got started. It was the very first market outside of South Korea. And I'll tell you this, since day one that I started at Riemann as the general manager for North America, we were always thinking of you. We were thinking of the day in which we were going to be expanding to Europe, starting with the UK. And it's been incredible to see how much you've grown over the past couple of months. Hasn't even been a year. Truly, I think that the UK is just getting started. So many of you know that we now have a new general manager. I still say new because he's only been here at Riemann for, I think, under 2 months. His name is Rob Lord, and he's doing a fantastic job to make sure that we are just ready to go and truly launch the UK market. And with the UK, of course, so many other different countries that are coming on board. Matter of fact, today is a very special day because we are launching Ireland as well as España, and we're so excited for that. I'm sure we've got some people from some of these other countries, from Spain. Tenemos gente de España, quizás aquí en la llamada, and I know we've got people from just all over Europe that are waiting for us to open the doors. And so we are coming. And so just really excited to be here today and to just follow up with what Miss Troilo just went over. This beautiful ritual, this beautiful tradition that is K-beauty. I know prior to Remind, you probably heard of K-beauty before. And, one of the things that we always like to correct is that while, yes, we are trending, right? You've heard of K-beauty, whether it was on TikTok or Instagram or all the different platforms, because it is popular and so many people are searching for it. The truth is that K-beauty, it's so far from a trend. It is a tradition. And I think today you truly heard and saw some of that from Miss Troilo, from Angie, who just went over, yes, of course, the tenets of K-beauty and the specificities of Riemann, but also just the fact that this started many, many centuries ago. And so today what we have with Riemann is we have these beautiful products, this formula that I like to think of it as a family tradition that's packaged in a bottle and we get to share with the world. And so that said, as promised, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show us what we've got here for the UK. So this promotion that I'm about to go over is just for the United Kingdom, okay? We've got more promotions that are going to be coming for all the other markets, for Spain, for Ireland, and as we open new markets. But this one particularly is just if you are registered in the UK or if you have a customer in the UK. So these products will ship somewhere to a UK address and that is it, okay? But if you are from another country, I think I saw somebody from France, je parle un peu de français aussi. This is good. It's good because I know you're waiting for us to enter your market and you can start seeing what kind of promotions are going to be accessible to you so that you can share with your team as well as with your customers. And so for the UK, following what Angie just went over, we are focusing on one of our the very first tenets of K-beauty, which is, as she said, cleansing, right? And so we have this welcome spring bundle in which you can get some of the most popular items that we have for the process of cleansing. So Miss Angie just went over our active powder wash, our cleansing powder wash. This was actually the very first and only cleansing product that we had at Riemann for a very long time. It carried us for many, many years. We absolutely love it. And she just spoke of it. I'm just going to tell you this. If you haven't tried it, the very first time you try it, you pour it in your hand and it looks like snow. It looks like salt and you put water and it bubbles and it foams. And I will tell you this, your face has never felt so clean. If you pair this with the cleansing oil, you try what some people here say, the white face washcloth test, in which ladies, you know how it is when you've got makeup on and you go to wash your face at night and you dry off your face, there's always makeup on a white washcloth. Well, that doesn't happen when you use our cleansing oil and the cleansing powder wash. It is just fantastic. So that is included in our bundle, as well as Angie explained, cleansing, it doesn't just stop at your face, it also continues to your body. And so we have this beautiful Swell Nourishing Body Wash that is also a part of this promotion, which again, I know Angie's just went over all the science. She did a fantastic job. The smell, my goodness, the smell when you're in the shower, it's just this aromatic just scent that's beautiful, lemongrassy. It opens up really nicely and it leaves your skin so smooth. Okay, so now these are the two cleansers that come in this bundle. Now, in addition to those two cleansers, the face wash and the body wash, we included this multi-stick balm that you may be familiar with. If you're newer, maybe you're not as familiar with, and it has become one of the most popular products here at Riemann. It's basically, if you've had the oil mist, so we have another product called the Viaton oil mist, and it is a concentrated, beautiful dual oil mist in which it's part essential oils and it's part water, and you mist it on your face and it hydrates you throughout the day. It also, ladies, helps set in your makeup beautifully. But the multi-stick balm is basically that product in a stick balm version. In essence, it's a very concentrated version of our oil mist. And so what you're going to get with this is a very concentrated, hydrating, moisturizing balm. It is perfect for the most dry areas on your face or anywhere on your skin. Some people find that they have some drier patches on their arms, and so they'll apply it there. It's great also, obviously, for anywhere on your face, under on your cheeks, anywhere. So the reason why it's called the multi-stick balm is because everybody finds their version of how it works best, and it works on multiple areas. So this bundle includes cleansers, but also one hydrator, and we added a hydrator that we thought perhaps may not, with the UK being new, maybe you haven't gotten your hands on it, so this is a perfect way for you to get it. So this bundle, the Welcome Spring Bundle, that is what it's called. It's available now in your back offices. It's available for both planners and for customers. Okay. So one of the things that you're going to want to do as soon as this call is over is you're going to want to take the flyers that we are going to drop in the WhatsApp threads as well as on Instagram. And we have an email that's going to be going out to all of the planners and to all the customers. You're going to want to take these flyers that we've prepared for you and share it with your customers, share it with your potential customers, share with your planners. Make sure that they know it is available between today, March 25th, through the end of the month, March 31st at 11:59 p.m. local time. Now, the price for this bundle is £81, and you've got the SP, the BP there. But here are two things I want to point out. Okay, two things with this bundle is it comes with £10 towards product credit. What does this mean? This might be the very first time you're hearing of this or seeing this on a promotion. We don't do this often, so take advantage of it when it is here. Basically, what we sometimes do, seldomly do, is when you buy this bundle, we will add a $10 product credit, a £10 credit to your back office. So the next time you shop any of your favorite Riman products and you go to check out, there's going to be a drop down menu, and on there you can select from your account these £10 that you have that you can apply towards future products at Riman. So really neat. This is more than 10 back that you're getting in product credit, and so it's available to anyone who purchases. Okay, so that's the one of the things I wanted to point out. Now, the second thing I want to point out is travel points. Notice that it says that this bundle comes with 5 travel points, 5 TP. Okay, what does that mean? Some of you might know, some of you may not know, and I'm going to segue a little bit. And I'm going to come back to this. One of the promotions that we have going on right now in Europe that is so exciting is we actually have a way for you to earn a trip. Okay. Has anybody been to Monaco? If you've been, you know, it's absolutely gorgeous. If you haven't been and you want to go, you can go. Okay. In spring of 2027, and it can be a completely paid for trip by Riman for you. Okay. And so this trip, actually, the qualification period is going to go all throughout 2026. It's from January 1st through December 31st. I'm going to walk you through how this works. Okay. So at Riman, we have this concept called travel points, and you can earn travel points based on activities, sometimes based on promotions. And if you accrue enough travel points, you can earn any one of these tiers for that trip. So for example, let's look at the very first tier. Tier 1 awards you a trip for one. Basically, you get a spot on the hotel paid for, and there's so many other details that go with it. Now, to earn a spot on that trip for yourself, you would have to accrue 1,000 travel points. Okay. Now, if you want to also not just earn a spot, but earn some airfare credit. Okay. If you only get 500 more travel points throughout the entire year of 2026, so 1,500 travel points, you get a trip for yourself for one, and also we'll cover up to $500 in airfare reimbursement. So what this means is when you go to book your trip, okay, if your trip is up to 500 USD, the equivalent thereof, the company will reimburse you up to that amount. Okay, now let's say you want to bring your spouse, or perhaps you have a position in which you have a business partner on your account. If you earn just 1,000 more travel points, so 2,500 travel points, you get a trip for two, and you get an airfare reimbursement of up to 1,000 USD. So that is obviously just more. And then lastly, the highest tier is 3,000 travel points. Again, you have the entire year to earn these points, and you get a trip for two. It has to be your spouse or a business partner, okay, that is on your account, and you get up to $2,000 in airfare reimbursement. So that is happening all year long, and there's so many different ways for you to earn this trip. Now, I'm going to go through the details because I know this is perhaps one of the very first times you're hearing about it. We have these details also in what we call the drive. We will post here on the chat the drive for the UK, and the drive, just so you know, it's a website where you can go and access all types of Riman marketing assets, marketing resources, and you're going to hear us say that all the time. The drive. Look for flyers on the drive or promotions on the drive. If you ever wonder where can I find out information about XYZ and Riman, you go to the drive. Okay. So what happens is throughout the year, when you get a customer and they place an order, you get points. Okay. I'm not going to go through all the details, just high level. Now, if you perform, if you're at a team leader or above, so team leader or calendar, or sorry, your director position, which I know so many of you are so close to getting there, and you simply achieve certain SP in the month. For team leader, it would be 10,000 SP. For director, it would be 100,000 SP. So get this, for doing the things you want to do anyway, right? Maintaining your rank, you get travel points. Now, if you rank advance, how many of you are going to become a manager? How many of you are going to become a senior manager, a team leader, a director, a senior director, or a national director? Again, all throughout the year of 2026, okay, you get travel points. And so you see right there in that bottom square how many travel points you get when you achieve this position. In addition, if you personally sponsor somebody and they achieve senior manager within the year of 2026, you get 30 travel points for study and helping them get all the way to senior manager. Now, that last box, I saved it for the end, special promotions. Okay, and that would qualify this promotion that we just announced. When you have somebody in your team that you have personally sponsored, or you have a customer that you personally sponsored, so anyone you've personally introduced to Riman and they've gotten enrolled, whether as a customer or whether as a planner, you will earn 5 travel points towards that Monaco trip. So it is, of course, in your best interest to go out there and share this with your customers. And of course, if somebody on your team also purchases this bundle during the promotion window, you too get these travel points. And so we want to take a chance to just go over that real quick with you, to go over the details of this promotion. But truly, just thank you. Thank you for being on. Thank you for being on the very first product training call for the UK. And if you like this, drop a 10 in the comment box below, and that'll let us know that you liked it, and we'll go ahead and plan more of these. For sure, we're going to have these once a month, and we're going to be covering so many different things. We have beautiful products. We have so much to talk about. We have so much to catch you up on what's been happening here in the last 3 years at Riman, and really, year one of global expansion with our professor. We like to call her the professor, Miss Angie Troilo. So that said, Angie, thank you so much for having me on. This is so exciting. You did a fantastic job, and can't wait for our next product training call for the UK. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Betty. I appreciate you being on. I love hearing all the different ways in which we are maximizing the experience of Riman. I hope everyone on this call can join us in Monaco. But I wanted to close the call here by just now mentioning that raffle that we had suggested on the flyer. So for those of you that joined a little bit late, we pushed back that deadline. So it's just if you were on the call by 6:20 GMT, then we are going to be pulling all of the attendees after this call has closed, and we are going to put your names into a raffle. 3 people will be chosen for that product credit, and we will announce the winners on social, after which we will then also message you directly. So without further ado, thank you all so much for being here. I know it's in the evening for some, it's perhaps the morning for others, but your time here today is crucial, not only in understanding Riman, but in understanding your self-care. So on that note, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day or your evening, and I will see you next time. Talk to you then.